Today we're going to talk a bit about Ansys Discovery and more specifically talk about Discovery flow simulation. We'll set up the single phase flow simulation where I want to show you both the new GPU measure, which was released in 25R1, some post-processing capabilities, and a feature called cutter bodies, which is, I think, extremely useful when you want to quickly look at and evaluate different design alternatives. Discovery has 3 different modes. The model mode, then you have 2 different simulation modes called Explore and Refine. We'll keep most of this demo in Explore, which is the faster alternative of those 2 and the one used for design exploration. In terms of solver, on the CFD side, it uses the Light GX GPU solver, the same as the Fluent GPU solver. Both of these modes, Explore and Refine. The difference is that Explore is more fault tolerant and gives you a more coarse mesh, whereas Refine actually gives you some inflation layers as well. But to set up a fluid flow simulation now, we set up our inlet boundary conditions, either if we have the velocity or mass flow rate or pressure information, we could set this up as velocity inlet, but now we wanted to try out some different fans. So we'll instead use a fan boundary condition. We can match fans by area here, and we had 2 specific fans, which, as it happens, were part of this IcePack library to Panasonic fans. So I'll select one of them, ASIN 10 to 11. And as you can see, here is a pre-populated fan curve. So that one will be used to solve the flow. We use the same for the second fan inlet here. And then we have some outlet faces. A lot of different outlet faces. So I'll again use power select to select them all to set the outlet boundary condition. So flow and outlet. And basically, that's all we need to do to start our simulation. Down here, you have what's called the fidelity slider. So from here, you determine how small the computational cells should be, how much geometry that should be captured. We can keep it at a reasonably low value for now to get a quick simulation. And before we run, I just realized again, we want to now include the heatsink as what's called a cutter body. So we have the heatsink and the CPUs under there. So we right click and set as cutter body. Do the same on the CPUs. And what this means is that when we press start, when we start the simulation, this volume will be cut out of the fluid volume on the fly, basically. So it means that we could run a simulation with the air volume that we extracted before, and then just move the heatsink around, change the dimensions and so on, without having to re-extract the fluid volume each time. It's done in the background when we press start. You see, time is flying, but we can look briefly here at the mesh that's created automatically. As you can see, it has captured, it has cut out the heatsink from the air volume, and well, while it's we now have 4 elements across here, which is perhaps a little bit probably works, but to more accurately capture the flow and heat transfer over the heatsink, we might want to put what we call a local fidelity on that body to force the mesh to be of a certain size. Now it's all handled automatically through this fidelity slider. As you can see, the fidelity here is 1 millimeter. We might want to decrease that to say 0.75 or 0.5 in this case. So I'll use local, press heatsink 0.75 millimeters, and it will now rerun the simulation and force the mesh to be that size around the heatsink. So now we got, well, we just got 2 more elements across, but it proves the point. And here now you can do a lot of different post-processing, like adding streamlines if you want, or move those streamlines, see them from different locations. We could have this direction field, which is quite informative, showing the direction of the flow field. We could move that in any direction. See the wake created behind this small heatsink here, for instance. There are various alternatives. You can do counter plots or volume rendering like this if we want to just to highlight high velocity zones like this, or vice versa if we want to highlight wakes and zones with low velocity. See here again the wake behind the first heatsink. So on. So I do think Ansys Discovery is a very useful tool, and yeah, I hope that after this demo you think so too.